I'm very excited to be driving the Lucky Day Competitions S15 in the DriftMasters Finale at the Peg A Nardo Stadium. I'm super excited to drive this car. It's going to be an absolute blast. But before we do, let's head back into the past when we first unwrapped the car and revealed it in its carbon Kevlar form. And of course, we have a few days of catching up in between then. But right now, we're preparing to leave for DriftMasters. We have our boat in a couple of hours. So please excuse me, let's go back into the past and we'll catch you guys up a bit later on. So you've probably seen by the thumbnail of this video that I will be driving the Lucky Day Competitions S15 in DriftMasters, the finale in, well, as I'm recording like this, in 2 weeks time. Here she is. Some of you might know this car as the car that James Dean built on his YouTube channel, but also he believes to be one of the best S chassis he's ever built. This was driven by Chris Brady for Lucky Day for the past year and a half or so, and we got the opportunity to drive it in Poland in DriftMasters in a few weeks time. So as you can see, we pulled the wrap off of it and there's still some glue residue in places, but it's heading to Precision Tint in Graphics. Well, it's heading there tomorrow morning basically, to get a whole new wrap on it. Excuse the front wheels, they're trailer wheels for our small little epoxy trailer that we have, but yeah, it looks pretty good. It's been a while since I think it's been a while since anyone has seen it in this spec, which is the raw carbon Kevlar and the white roof and stuff. But you know, I'm super excited, and yeah, today we are just getting it on the trailer, getting it ready to leave this weekend. I've got virtual DriftMasters for the finale of DriftMasters. It doesn't even make any sense. I'm driving the RTR Mustang, so I might show you guys a bit of that as we're qualifying today, and then we've got battles tomorrow. But anyway, that's kind of a quick intro to all of this. Not much to say. It is an S15 carbon Kevlar 2J 900 and blah 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 horsepower, and it is still looking good as it always did once it was first built a couple of years ago. So that is it. We're gonna get this on the trailer, get it ready, and we will see you guys during the week at some stage when I give you guys an update of how things are getting on. Having fun with the wood then. Alright, so we're here at Precision Tint in Graphics. Jay and his team here are looking after the wrapping of the Lucky Day Competition S15 here. Here she is in her former carbon Kevlar glory. We actually got as much of the vinyl as we could off, so Jay, if you're watching this, we do apologise. We could have done a bit better of a job putting it all off, and in fact I'll help you out right here. But to be quite honest with you, we would have been at it ages, and I'm pretty sure Jay and his team here have the proper gear to be able to wipe it off easily. I'm sorry, but we don't have enough hairspray to remove it off. Okay, so that is step one done. Drop the car off here, get it wrapped. We'll be back Thursday to pick it up when it's done. And yeah, we've got a couple of busy days ahead of us to get some stuff sorted before we leave. We're doing some practice on today's Sunday, so 6 days time we're practicing an IDS 360 part. So yeah, we've got a few bits and pieces to sort out. So catch you guys during the week. Back here at Precision Tint in Graphics. As you might remember, we dropped the car here off during the week, and behind me I have the S15 all wrapped, ready to see some track action for Poland. So big shout out to PTG for the wrap. It turned out great. Yeah, looks fantastic. I think I love the colorways that Brad picked for the livery on this one, Image B. So I think he did a really great job. I think if we had a bit more time, I would have liked to sort out a few cracks and stuff in the Kevlar. You can see there's a dent there which is in the Kevlar, but there's not much we can do about that with the time scale that we have. But you know what? It turned out absolutely great, and yeah, it's no time to get it back home. What's up, folks? It's been a few days. I do apologise for lack of updates. It's been really few days leading up to today, but we actually got 2 laps. I lead in the chase. We're on part worn Cinema 160 treadmill tyres, but we definitely need to make some setup changes. I think the car is way too hooked up, and that's on kind of greasy conditions, and that's how I feel. So in 285 in Poland, I have an Extreme 275 here, which I'm going to test today. But we're going to do a bit more testing on the Semirals, and we're going to take some mechanic grip out of it. Once I feel better with the steering and how the rear is working, then go to the extreme for the rest of the evening. But she's an absolute beauty. This thing is a weapon, guys. It is a weapon. As Conrad is changing the wheels right now. Alright, so here we go. Doing the very first time figure of 8, scrubbing in the front. Tires are brand new. Feeling out the handbrake, making sure everything was good there. And yeah, car felt fairly decent. I was quite surprised how good the handbrake was. But this is our very first lap in the Lucky Day competition S15. We flick it into turn 1 and 360 miles per park. And taking that outside line all the way through turn 1 and clip 1. Transition down the back straight here. Felt a bit tentative here. I think the car was a little bit twitchy, but I wasn't sure if it was the weather or not. A bit tentative there in turn 2, as I would call it. But taking a nice outside wide line all the way through a couple of clipping points up the hill here to the top of the loop, as I call it, and a bit seesaw there in the steering, but I was kind of trying to figure out where it was, and I didn't want to send it into the first lap either. That'd be fairly silly, but my reaction here is, kind of says all, I think. Anyway, we switch over to the second one. We're chasing Dean Byrne, and I wanted to give him a bit of space. I also kind of want to feel it out myself, and yeah, I didn't want to crash into Dean, of course, because he's driving the day after this is recorded. So give him some space, initiate down here to the second turn, and we're closing in the gap. And I'm trying to feel out here. Actually, I think a day like this, IDS finals, practice day, using clipping points, actually chasing people, forces you to kind of drive beyond your expectations or what you're comfortable, especially in a new car. So I think the 8 laps that we got total on this day, the 8 laps we got in this total today was extremely crucial to get the car into our kind of window of performance that we need to be in. But yeah, my reaction says all. And back into the sim room we go for some practice, and this is our last time driving the track layout on the sim before we head to Poland, so enjoy this run. So big shout out to SS Officially and Dylan for this 6th Element body kitted S15. Yeah, it was a great help with getting some last couple of laps in practice before we hit the road. But yeah, the car looks great, so make sure to hit those guys up. If you want this car for yourself, you can pick it up online. But yeah, great run here on this DriftMasters Pig A layout. Yeah, super excited to be there and to experience it for myself, and even better so to be driving the Luck of the Day competitions S15. And yeah, some great runs there on the SimCube simulator for myself. So let's give you guys a quick run through of the car. Now, you might remember this car being the one that Chris Brady drove at DriftMasters Mondello. It is still owned by Lucky Day Competitions, and we did a deal with Lucky Day Competitions. They hit us up, and yeah, we have a great opportunity here to drive this car in Poland. I can't believe it. So yeah, we're going to drive this car in Poland. I've already driven it already. You guys have seen that probably by now. But let's give you guys a quick run through. You've probably seen this built on YouTube. Excuse all the crap there, all my old fiberglass rubbish. But this is the car that James Dean built on his YouTube channel, and it is an absolute specialty. Excuse the dirt on the engine bay, but yeah, that's a 2JZ built by Dean M Sport, James Dean's brother Mike Dean, and this is quite possibly the craziest engine I've ever experienced in my life. 970 odd horsepower. It's got Wisefab V3, so it's a front rack, BMW steering rack. It's quite for the sim people, it's about 900 degrees rotation, so it's actually quite similar to my SimiCube setup and how I use in sim drifting. And yeah, it's got a very cool 6 elements carbon Kevlar body kit, so front bumper, front wings, bonnet, doors, side skirts, rear quarters, boot lid, rear bumper. So it is actually super lightweight. We're running a Strom's DS35. Mostly we do have DS15s as well, which we will be campaigning at some stage throughout the weekend. I think I've got 4 of them and 4 of the DS35s, but we run 10.5J ET22s on the rear, and we just run the 9.5Js on the front. We will be using extreme tires as well over the weekend, the VRC S4, so that's a great tire in 285. So we got a bit of practice on those, but nothing major was rain the last couple of laps that we got in 360 Motorsports Park. So interior wise, so nothing crazy here. It's got a 5-speed Samsonus RS 90 gearbox, chase bays, hydro. It's actually an inline setup because the brakes on this car are actually nuts. They're actually Alcons. Probably the best feeling brake and handbrake combo I've ever had in my life. It was just like, it's literally like a simulator, guys. I'm not even joking. Got all my racing gear there, which you need to pull up before we hit the boat. And yeah, it's got ECU master, electronics, dash, everything, carbon fiber dashboard. I put my steering wheel in here, my stable steering wheel, and I put in a spacer as well. For some reason, even though the S14 and S15 chassis are basically like similar-ish, the steering column I think is different, and I've noticed that the steering wheel sits much further away. So on my own car with the stock steering column and this stable steering wheel, it's perfect placement for me. But in this car, I've had to put a spacer to get this distance that I wanted. It's quite a big spacer actually, and it's even at that probably a bit still too far for me. So, but then I risk can't getting out of the car. So it's a good middle ground we have there. I actually have probably the best seating position I've ever had in the car. So my own car, the roll cage is right here, comes up the B-pillar, but in this car for James Dean spec, it actually comes back much further. So you've got way more head clearance above your head and around your the sides here. So that was a really nice, actually be able to get the seated into the car how exactly I want. So we got the correct angle, the correct position back. My feet feel super comfortable. I'm probably a bit far from the handbrake. I think I would like the handbrake to be a tiny bit closer, but the handbrake is so good. You don't need much strength to pull it, so the leverage of it is not the worst case. Got a big BCL wing, pretty cool. Actually need to finish cleaning it off. And this is the rear of it. You guys are probably familiar with it. It's got D-Max style taillights, which are probably going to get broken, to be quite honest with you guys. And this is the other side. Yeah, it's got a nice radium 6-gallon fuel cell, I think it is. And the radiator is pretty cool as well. All cut at the rear, fiberglass clamshell at the back, all polycarbonate windows. Yeah, it's a pretty cool setup indeed. So very, very excited to drive it. Yeah, and yeah, we'll hope to see you guys all there in Poland. As by the time you see this video, it'll already be uploaded, but we'll be on the boat by now, I'd say. And yeah, thank you guys all so much for the support since we announced it on social media 2 days ago. And it's been a lot of support, and still messages are coming through. So I can't thank everyone enough, because it means a really lot, and it's certainly a dream come true to be able to compete in DriftMasters. Certainly a privilege, but also to drive a car like this, it's actually nuts. So big credit to James and his crew for building such an awesome car. I think they know what they're doing. But also big shout out to Lucky Day Competitions for the opportunity. And it's really, really cool. And I think that is it. Yeah, we got a big task on our shoulders. Hopefully we can pull it off. So yeah, we'll see you guys in a few days.